Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we are going to be reviewing Supermassive Games' newest title, Little Hope. I did do a Let's Play on it, just the first half hour or so, since finished it, and I'm playing through it again with my fiance, so I'm relatively well versed in it. I've seen some streamers do it as well, so I'm pretty au fait with sort of all the happenings on it. And I would like to go up and say I do believe it is a good game. It tells a decent story, and the graphics are, as we kind of expect from Supermassive Games, quite above the normal. It also runs pretty well on PC too. But having said that, I do have a few quibbles with it, which we will get into in just a minute. So Little Hope is a game where a group of... trying to think how to phrase this. A group of college students get in a bus wreck, and they believe they're seeing visions of the past for old-timey witch trials stuff, and there's people in the flashbacks that look like them, and they don't know what's going on as they make their way through this town. And there's also these things that are stalking them, these sort of undead fetishistic things. I don't want to give too much away, so I'm trying to keep it as broad as possible. And you can try it in every single way the same the other Supermassive games. So you move around, you interact with things. It's very much like Quantic Dream sort of control method, and you know that's about all there is to it. There's a lot of quick time events, stuff like that, and obviously there's decision making, which takes you down different paths and can result in the deaths or not of certain characters. As I said, it is a good game, but I do need to talk about what I have problems with, and most of what it is that I have problems with this game is based solely around the story. So to do that, I'm going to have to go into spoiler territory. So from this point until whatever time I finish, I'll put it down below right now for you. I will be talking full-on spoilers. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, spoilers incoming. Okay, so at the start of the game, as the section I played my Let's Play, there's a family there who basically, there's a house fire, nearly all of them die. The son is sort of left up in the air whether he dies or not. You find out later he doesn't. And they're the same people that you see in flashbacks to the witchy times, and that you play as the survivors of the bus crash. I shouldn't say survivors, there's no dead people, technically. But the problem is, and here's the kicker, the guy you're playing, I think it's Andrew, is the current times one, is actually the guy, the son from the beginning, that escaped the house fire, even though it was left up in the air. He got a little bit burnt from it, and he's basically going back to the town where all this happened, and everything you're playing is in his brain. He's hallucinating the lot. Yeah. So it's exactly the same as the previous game, Man of Medan, in the fact that everything you're going through is just an hallucination, and the only way you can conceivably die is if you kill yourself by being stupid. Now, it was a lot more obvious in Man of Medan that was the case, because if you're familiar with the real life Orang Medan, I think it is, as I said in the previous video, one of the theories was there was a gas leak that caused hallucinations, and that's what happened. And that is exactly what happened in Man of Medan. So as soon as you saw the gas coming out the coffins at the start of the game, you're like, oh, it's that. I don't really need to worry about anything I see. I just need to be aware that if it's ghostly, it's not going to kill me unless I have a heart attack. And now it's like you've gone through all this peril with Andrew, who's actually now a middle-aged man who was the bus driver himself. And there's only one other guy in the town, that's Vince, which was your sister's boyfriend back in, I guess, the 70s or 80s. And I'm just sat there going, so none of that happened. He imagined the lot. And what it doesn't make... It doesn't sort of break any sort of logical consistency in what happens. That they go back and show you sort of key bits.
Nothing bad's gonna happen to you. I'll make sure.
But it doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense either. It's like, okay, he
Let's keep on going to the
I just I don't even know where to begin. It's dumb. Dumb. Because he goes back, but he has these hallucinations of like the Salem witch trials. No, he was into the Salem witch trials, which you can see if you play the creator cut. He has like a book in his room, and there's various other little sort of clues, but it's not really outright stated that like
feels like we're being followed.
he's he's like super obsessed with it.
Get the fuck out of here!
And like he's hallucinating his family members currently, so why does he need to hallucinate them again back in Salem? It makes no goddamn sense. At least not to me. I mean, I imagine there is like an overriding sort of like, this is why it's going on, but he's having an hallucination within a hallucination. I'm just like, that makes no fucking sense to me. The fact that he's hallucinating his dead family now alive as different people should be sufficient enough, but you need a hook to sell the game on, and the hook was witches. And you see like a witchy hand in the 70s, and that goes nowhere. You just assume it's an imaginary friend the little girl had, but you're remembering it as Andrew, but he wasn't there for that, and even if he was, he wouldn't see her imaginary friend. Oh, so, what that does is, well, you know it's all an hallucination. I'm going to go to the next one. There is a trailer for the next one at the end of the game, and it looks like it's set like in the desert, and it's going to be sort of exorcisty because they have like the, for a better term, the Pazuzu statue is in it, and I just like, oh, that looks really good. But I'm going to go into that now being like, it's all going to be an hallucination again, because that's what it was the previous two times. So I'm not going to be scared by anything I see in there, because I know it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter in Little Hope either, because 99% of the jump scares consist of old-timey person grabs you, turns into a desiccated skeleton, and then you have a flashback. It was shocking like 1 or 2 times, but after like the 9th or 10th time, I was just like, you want to do something else to try and scare me, because this ain't working, because I know the only thing that's going to happen is the flashback. So it really got old in the way they were trying to scare you. And then you had like the creepy monsters who were representations of their former selves, who weren't really their former selves, they're just being hallucinated as their former selves by Andrew, who were killed in particular ways. And you're just like, that's cool and creepy, but that doesn't exist, and neither does the person it's threatening, so I don't care. Why am I invested in the survival of a person that, even in the reality of the game, does not exist? Ugh. It just drove me nuts. I mean, the first time I played it through, I liked it better than Man and Medan, but the longer it sits with me and I think about it, the worse it gets. It really does. So I know it's getting pretty good scores. But, oh, welcome back. For those of you that skip the spoilers, which I suspect will be most of the review. Sorry about that. But yeah, the quibbles I have with the story really hurt it, and I know it's getting good reviews elsewhere, but I can't give it more than a 6, man. I was so disappointed when they just did the same thing again, and it's a real shame, because I really like this style of game. I like this sort of Quantic Dream Supermassive Games type of game. Until Dawn still remains the best one that they've done by a long way. And you know why? Ulysses, soaring through all the galaxy. And yeah, I might have to cut that, because that's kind of spoilery. Oh well. I'm sure editingly we'll sort that out somehow. Play some music over it. Like non-copyright music. Hold on. Good boy. Fetch. Anyway, guys. That is it. 6 out of 10. And I am so disappointed. I was really hoping it would be something better. When you saw like the claw hand of the witch at the start, and you're like, oh, yeah. Oh, you know, there's this movie I watched as a kid called Superstition. I actually ferreted it out like 20, 30 years later and got it again. And I always remember it because the witch had like these big clawed hands, and it was super creepy. It doesn't stand up like to my adult brain, but like back when I was a kid, I was like, "Fuck me, that's creepy." And I was like looking for that, and for the game to do that, what it did do, for those who have now returned, and I'm not going to have to bother censoring my damn self again. It was just such a disappointment for me. I mean, I like the game. I just don't like where they went with the story. I like where it started. It was a tremendous hook, because you had these 3 time frames of the same people, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And you had these globby monsters after them, and it was a really interesting hook. And then when you found out the reason for it all, it was just like, oh, great. Anyway, guys, let me know down below what you thought of, I almost said Madame Medan, Little Hope, and what you think is going to be happening in the next one. I do want to play the next one. I just don't want to go in a similar way with the story. Let's just say that. Anyway, guys, that's all for today. So I'll catch you next time. Take it easy, guys.
Shutting that old guy up.